The Enchanted Kingdom of Everglow. Once upon a time, nestled between towering mountains and shimmering lakes, there lay a kingdom called Everglow. The land was bathed in golden sunlight by day and silvery moonlight by night, where flowers never wilted, and the trees whispered ancient secrets. Every corner of Everglow sparkled with magic, for it was blessed by the fairy queen, Lumina. The people of Everglow lived in harmony with the magical creatures of the forest, from tiny pixies to majestic unicorns. The kingdom's ruler, King Orion, was wise and kind, loved by all his subjects. His daughter, Princess Elara, was known for her bravery and curiosity, often wandering through the enchanted woods, where she would spend hours speaking with the woodland creatures and exploring hidden paths. One autumn evening, as the leaves turned shades of gold and crimson, Princess Elara found herself deeper in the woods than she had ever ventured. She followed the sound of soft, melancholic music that seemed to call her name. As she walked, the trees grew taller, their branches intertwining like a web above her head, dimming the light of the setting sun. Yet, she felt no fear. Something about the music felt strangely familiar. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a glistening pond, its waters shimmering with hues of blue, green, and violet. At the edge of the pond sat a figure dressed in robes as white as snow, strumming a harp made of moonbeams. "Who are you?" Elara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The figure turned, revealing a woman with eyes that sparkled like stars and hair that shimmered like silver threads. "I am Seraphina, guardian of the forgotten," she said, her voice melodic and soothing. Elara tilted her head. "The forgotten?" Seraphina smiled wistfully. "There are places in this world, young princess, that even magic forgets. This pond, for instance, once flowed with the dreams of mortals, a place where hopes were born and fears washed away. But as time passed, it was forgotten by both man and magic alike. I remain to guard its memory." Elara felt a pang of sorrow for this beautiful, forgotten place. "Is there nothing that can be done to restore it?" Seraphina's eyes gleamed with hope. "Perhaps if someone with a pure heart and brave soul were to embark on a quest to revive the lost magic, Everglow could remember the beauty it once held in every corner." Without hesitation, Elara declared, "I will take on this quest." The guardian of the forgotten nodded solemnly. "But be warned, young princess. The path is treacherous, filled with riddles and trials. You must retrieve 3 ancient relics: the crystal rose, the moonlit mirror, and the phoenix feather. Only then will the forgotten magic return to Everglow." Seraphina waved her hand, and in a swirl of light, a small map appeared, floating in front of Elara. "This map will guide you. Trust it, and trust yourself." With a deep breath, Elara tucked the map into her satchel and set off on her journey, determination blazing in her heart. Chapter 1. The Crystal Rose. Elara's first destination was the Valley of Echoes, where the crystal rose was said to bloom. The valley was known for its haunting beauty, where every sound echoed endlessly, and even the wind seemed to sing forgotten songs. As she approached the valley, the air grew cooler, and the ground beneath her feet began to sparkle with tiny crystalline shards. In the distance, she could see the faint outline of a glowing rose, its petals made of pure crystal, refracting light in every direction. But as Elara reached out to pluck the rose, a voice echoed around her. "Only one who truly understands the essence of beauty may take the crystal rose." Startled, Elara looked around but saw no one. "What is the essence of beauty?" she called out. The valley responded in a whisper. "Beauty is not what the eyes see, but what the heart feels." Elara closed her eyes and thought of her father's kindness, the joy of the villagers, the laughter of the forest creatures, and the peaceful glow of Everglow. Slowly, she extended her hand once more, and this time, the rose allowed itself to be plucked. As soon as she held the rose in her hand, it shimmered brightly, and the echoes of the valley quieted. The first relic was hers. Chapter 2. The Moonlit Mirror. The next part of Elara's journey led her to the Misty Mountains, where the Moonlit Mirror was hidden in a cave known only to a select few. The mirror was said to reflect not just one's appearance, but one's true self, their hopes, fears, and dreams. As Elara climbed the treacherous paths of the mountain, thick fog enveloped her, making it hard to see. But with each step, she felt a pull, as though the mirror was calling out to her. Finally, she reached the cave, and inside, illuminated by a single beam of moonlight, stood the Moonlit Mirror. Its surface was smooth and reflective, yet there was something otherworldly about it. Elara approached cautiously, but as soon as she gazed into the mirror, she was not met with her reflection. Instead, she saw visions of herself, happy, sad, brave, and afraid. She saw her future, filled with triumphs and challenges, and her past, filled with love and loss. The mirror whispered, "To take me, you must face your greatest fear." Elara hesitated. What was her greatest fear? She thought of the dangers of her quest, the unknown that lay ahead, and the possibility of failure. But then she realized, it wasn't the quest or the trials she feared most. It was the idea of losing the people she loved, of failing them. "I fear being alone," she admitted softly. The mirror shimmered, and a warm light surrounded her. "You are never truly alone, Princess Elara, for love and courage are always with you." With that, the moonlit mirror lifted from its pedestal and floated into her hands. She had passed the second trial. Chapter 3. The Phoenix Feather. The final relic, the phoenix feather, was said to reside in the heart of the enchanted forest, guarded by a powerful firebird. The forest was alive with magic, its trees glowing faintly in the moonlight, and its paths ever-changing. As Elara ventured deeper into the forest, she felt the air grow warmer. Soon, she saw a brilliant light in the distance, and as she approached, she found herself face to face with the majestic phoenix. Its feathers blazed with fiery red and gold, and its eyes glowed with ancient wisdom. The phoenix spoke, its voice deep and resonant. "Why do you seek my feather, young princess?" Elara bowed respectfully. "I seek to restore the forgotten magic of Everglow, to bring light and hope back to places that have been lost." The phoenix regarded her for a moment, then spread its wings, flames dancing around it. "To take my feather, you must prove your resilience. Show me that you can rise from adversity, just as I rise from my ashes." Without warning, the phoenix released a burst of fire, encircling Elara. The flames licked at her, but instead of fear, Elara focused on her determination. She thought of her journey so far, of the trials she had overcome, and of the promise she made to Seraphina. As the fire swirled around her, she stood tall, unyielding. The flames began to die down, and when they disappeared, the phoenix nodded in approval. A single feather floated down from its wing, landing gently in Elara's hand. The Return of Magic. With the 3 relics in her possession, Elara returned to the Forgotten Pond. Seraphina awaited her, a proud smile on her face. "You have done well, Princess Elara," Seraphina said. "Now place the relics in the pond, and the magic will return." Elara carefully placed the crystal rose, the moonlit mirror, and the phoenix feather into the shimmering waters. For a moment, there was silence, but then the pond began to glow, brighter and brighter, until it erupted in a cascade of light. The trees around them began to sparkle, the flowers bloomed in radiant colors, and the air hummed with energy. The forgotten pond was no longer forgotten. Its magic had returned, and with it, the forgotten corners of Everglow began to flourish once more. Seraphina bowed deeply. The magic of Everglow is whole again, thanks to your bravery." Elara smiled, her heart swelling with pride and joy. She had restored not only the magic of her kingdom, but also the connection between the people and the enchanted world they had once forgotten. And so, the enchanted kingdom of Everglow thrived, its magic stronger than ever. Princess Elara became known as the bravest and kindest ruler in the land, and her story was told for generations to come, a tale of courage, love, and the power of magic. And every night, the people of Everglow would look to the stars, knowing that as long as they remembered the magic within their hearts, they would never be truly alone.